So, I want to talk about. Well, let's see. Can I hear myself today? Is this working?
I want to talk about.
Yes, it's working. Okay, so gotta always check to see if it's working. So, what's the way to do it? Do I do the website first or the other thing first? No, I think I gotta do the other thing first, right? So I want to look into lighthouses. You know, actually, this kind of sucks because I probably need to talk to Grok about this as much as I don't necessarily want to. Grok is a great way to get some information. I mean, be realistic. Like, what you get from Grok is what they want you to know. Oh, so good. All right. A lighthouse is a tower, building, or other type of physical structure designed to emit light from a system of lamps and lenses and to serve as a beacon for navigational aid and maritime pilots at sea or inland. Lighthouses mark dangerous coastlines, harbors, shoals, reefs, rocks, and safe entries to harbors. They also assist in aerial navigation. Once widely used, the number of operational lighthouses has declined due to the expense of maintenance and the advent of much cheaper, more sophisticated, more effective electronic navigation systems. Remember yesterday when Grok told me that GPS was invented in 1973 and the first satellites were flown in 1978? Well, how the fuck do you have GPS if you haven't flown a satellite up yet? Oh no, a pedophile is leaving the feed. Came here to say something, but then he's leaving. Oh no, not the pedophile. I mean, been live for a whole 3 minutes, so I should have like hundreds of viewers by now, right? I love when people like think they're clever, and so they're like, I'm gonna say this will get them. And I think they're just hoping I ignore it, like I do a lot of this stuff. But when I do focus on you, boy, don't you look stupid. A history of lighthouses. Ancient lighthouses. Before the development of clearly defined ports, mariners were guided by fires built on hilltops. Since elevating the fire would improve visibility, placing the fire on a platform became a practice that led to the development of the lighthouse. Like, that sounds reasonable, like, you know, just as like a kid's story. But to think about it just doesn't make any sense. So they just had these fire platforms with endless supplies of materials that just burned every night just in case there happened to be boats going by. Seems a little weird. In antiquity, the lighthouse functioned more as an entrance marker to ports than as a warning signal for reefs and promontories, unlike any modern lighthouses. The most famous lighthouse structure from antiquity was the Pharos of Alexandria, Egypt, which collapsed following a series of earthquakes between 956 and 1323. Like that kind of shit is just silly to me. 956 and 1323. That's like almost 400 years. A series of earthquakes over a 400-year time frame. How would they even think about that? Do you know what was happening where you are right now 100 years ago? 200 years ago? Like in my house. I know my house was supposedly built in the 40s, in the 50s. Well, what was here before that? No fucking idea. I don't know if this was just one big forest that they evacuated, that they destroyed, following along the Rouge River. But it's to think that there's all these really great records kept for 400 years in the 900s to the 1300s. It's just strange. It sounds like fake bullshit. And you think back then, wasn't life basically just about survival? You're told all these narratives about all these people building and their artists and their, architects and different makers of different things and whatnot. You hear about these narratives, and you'll see these pictures. I highly suggest you go look up the Old London Bridge and look up the engraving that exists from the Old London Bridge. Let's do this real quick. I can show you. These wizard occults are malt in a milkshake. They're built fake to stake their place in history. The chivalry is killing the gentle. Weird. This is an engraving by Claes Wiescher showing Old London Bridge in 1616 with what is now Southwark Cathedral in the foreground. The spiked heads of executed criminals can be seen above the Southwark Gatehouse. So this is from 1616, meaning this shit is all much older than 1616. This is what London Bridge used to look like. Do you understand how ridiculous that is? Never mind all of the huge skyscrapers in the background. Never mind all the giant towers. And you can say, oh, those are just this, that. Look at how many stories the residences were on London Bridge. And then these cathedrals, these tops, you could say they're cathedrals, but why would this area need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. At least 21 cathedrals in this small area. And so you see this, and you see this residences, and right, you see all this. This is where people live. Imagine the the want to live. I have a house. My place is on the London Bridge, and look at. Seriously, this doesn't even look believable. But this is what 1616 London Bridge looked like. And I'm supposed to believe that these people didn't have grocery stores. So how were all of these people eating? You have to imagine. I mean, this picture shows you millions. Yeah. Ouch. Excuse me. I mean, it's. I don't know how many people you're supposed to live in this image, but just look at. I mean, it's. When I asked my grandmother, whose father was born in 1890, I said, "Oh wow, did he ever go to any of the old World's Fairs?" She said it like I asked a ridiculous question. She was like, "No." Oh, wow, look at that. That is fucking cool. Look at this thing on my window. Look at that shit. I'm trying to open it. It'll focus on it. Look at that. That is so fucking cool. You probably want to take a picture of this, Chubby. Yeah, it's like a job. But look at the intricate details. Where is that?
The precision needed to make that all happen would take way too much math, and most of us failed algebra. The miracle is man in all our glory. The whole Bible story is boring and makes no sense. Henceforth, it's yours. Life is your gift, shifting and changing, rearranging a million times over. Every day your death is closer. Your plan is to show your God you're special. Make something happen. Create something beautiful. It's your personal duty to take care of yourself. No wealth comes from spending money and irresponsibility.
Like look at the dumbass in the comments, right? Imagine that's the like extent of your life. That's
That's too much to ask.
That's who you are. Is you're this person who can't engage in normal conversation, and all you can say is dumb Bible shit. Repent! You're gonna die! Like the definition of fear mongering. You know? It's just fear propaganda bullshit. And it's so strange that somebody wants to live that way. Death, doom, and gloom. Death, doom, and gloom. God hates you. God hates you. Like, it's so weird.
Does he though?
Obviously. If you're not chosen, what are you? In the Bible, if you're not one of the chosen, who are you? What are you? You're a slave. Those are your options. You're either in the group or you're a slave to the group.
I can't yank that.
It's too slimy and weird. Yeah. But, you know, it's like, so you look at these pictures. You look at just the narrative we're given. And logistics always fascinate me. You know, you're told these crazy stories about these Napoleons and like even in the Bible, right? In the Bible, you get the Exodus story. In the Exodus story is essentially 2 to 3 million people. It's actually, I mean, we are talking about the Jews, and we know that the Jews, you know, typically have huge families. So when you have 600,000 men and their families, that's 600,000 men. That's 1.2 million in just the parents. But then, you know, if each one of them has 3 kids, that's low for them. But if each one has 3 kids, you're talking about 3 million people, 4 million people actually.
I saw this comet and with it sold you God, you'd call me Muhammad even if my name's Mossad.
Brilliant line. One of the most brilliant lines I've ever written. If I saw this comet and with it sold you God, you'd call me Muhammad even if my name's Mossad. That's so good. But this narrative is like, it's essential. It's essential to,
Most would say it's stupid.
I mean, I say Judaism, but literally all of it. You know,
I keep making that
it's essential to Judaism, but without Judaism, you don't have Christianity.
translucent, yet the meat
You don't have Islam.
the structures seem crumbling.
You know, the Abrahamic religions don't exist without Abraham.
My lies.
It comes to
The banks are like the snowblower, and I am pimpin' Frosty.
this narrative that's like essential
Who cares what lies
to
it
all of the religious
Now let's just
beliefs.
say it all seems like it's set up
They
for
just go,
fun.
you know what? Fuck it. We can't even begin to explain it. So we're just going to say God did magic.
Inspired by Gee Whiz himself.
Yeah. How did the people eat? Manna. Manna just appeared.
Now the scrupulous self would then point
Manna,
out
a tar-like sticky substance.
the money cards upon my wish
Kind of
list.
like sap. Kind of like resin. That's all people ate and basically drank too. I mean, they're in the desert. It's not like there's a whole bunch of drinking. It's all people ate and drank for 40 years. And their animals. Imagine the guy that had the chickens and how everybody was constantly trying to kill his chicken. Please, let me just kill you. I'm so sick of mana.
Holy Grail.
Can we just kill one of your chickens, please? Please. Sure, you can have my chicken, but it's gonna cost you. I mean, it's.
I know I went off course a squirt, but my
I was watching this video that Damian Michaels put out today, or maybe he put it. I don't know when he put it out, but I was watching it today, and it was about the Piccadilly Circle. I think Piccadilly Circle, the subway system in London that was built in like 6 years, and it's probably the most elaborate subway in the world, along with the station, the subway station. But he does this great job in this. You know what? Can I use your phone for a minute?
is piss poor. Do I get Larry's dismissal?
So we're gonna actually watch this video because he does a great job. Now, I think this dude is likely an agent, is one of those people getting their 7,000 a month from Israel. You know, he's allowed to exist, isn't he? So, but this is a really great video, so let's watch it together. Oh, I got they asses now. Yep. Oh, he doesn't say asses, right? That would
Piccadilly
be
Station
proper.
in London. I mean, take a look at it. Looks very Tartarian to me, don't you think? Look at the stonework. Just look at that. Look at the dome on top with the antennas and so forth. Look at the round. That's a Tartarian motif. When you
That's
see
actually a
those round
clock.
windows
I don't know why
all
he's
the way at
calling
the
that a
top of these
window.
buildings
It's
over
clearly
here.
a clock.
Tartarian, without a doubt. This is the Piccadilly station in London. Now, I just want y'all to take a whole look at this, because all of this is connected to the subway station, which we're about to take a little tour of, because, of course, they said they built that. And y'all know if I'm on top of this, that means they ain't build the shit.
1.5K likes.
They won.
337 shares.
This.
Right, look at that.
And they did so in 4 years.
4
The
years.
Piccadilly line opened on December 15, 1906. Construction began of the deep level tube line. It began just around 1902. They started around then.
We don't know when.
Then by
Just around.
1906, they were done. So let's just say about 3-4 years, and they were done with this.
Look at that.
Intricate map.
But it's not even, you have to see it, the 3D map of it. The 3D map is even crazier. He'll show it in a little bit.
Because ain't no goddamn way in no 1902 in London.
We're not doing it now.
Y'all were underneath the ground, organized. Look at the intersections. Look at this stuff. This is underground. Look at how intricate this design is. Build this, man. You NPCs are out of control. Take a look at this subway system. Just take a look at that. Look, Piccadilly says it right there. Look at this.
1900, they're building this.
Look at this tube system.
Look at it here from this view.
Are you kidding me?
Do you know how impossible that is?
In the 1900s, I was like, yeah, we're just going to start boring holes like we're rats in a maze underneath and, start making all these different tracks that intersect and run underneath each other. And it's going to be so organized because we're so, advanced. That by the time we're done, it's going to look like this. Now, oh, boy, wait till I cap this off because they fucked up.
I got a smoking gun fucking talking about this shit. Just talk about the thing.
Wow. What great ingenuity in 1902. Wow, this looks absolutely amazing. It's so funny that 1902 to 1906, y'all are making your subway, and it's like, wow, this is so new, we're doing it. And then in New York, in 1900, 1901 to 1904, in exactly 4 years.
No, it's 10 years. From planning.
Completed their subway. So New York City was completed in 4 years, and London was completed in 4 years, and both of them were completed at the same exact time within the same exact 5-year time span? Are you fucking kidding me? But y'all didn't plan for Damian Michaels. You fucked up. Let's go take a peek real quick.
This is nuts. Look at this. All these escalators and shit.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, y'all built this in 1902. Yeah, right. In 1902. Look at the work.
Prove there's a God. Exactly. You can't.
Look at all the ceramic tiles all over the place.
There's no proof. The biggest issue I have, even with guys like this guy is borderline. He's pretty prejudiced. Like, he's very, not a fan of Whitey. And yet he still, from what I can tell, subscribes to the idea of Jesus and whatnot. It's just that they got it wrong when they told it to us. And it's like, how can you be smart enough to question everything but the thing that demands the most questioning? I mean, seriously. There's not too many things out there that people question, they actively question, that affect them even close to as much as religion affects people. This isn't some ineffectual nothing. This isn't some thing that is just a passerby in your life. This system dictates laws, rules, regulations, dictates lives, dictates money, dictates politics, power, all that shit. God says he's kind and loving, yet he rules with fear and intimidation. 10 commandments are burned in hell. Hypocrisy. Whoever you are, Kevin, welcome, man. Glad you showed up. Don't forget to like, share, and sub. People like us need to help each other, because I'm sure you know how hard they try to keep you down. We must sacrifice the baby oil to summon the dark lord, says a dumbass. You have to shower with Clorox bleach, says another dumbass. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Yeah. Like I say, I'm sure as somebody who says these things immediately in a conversation, you don't even say hello. I'm sure you deal with all kinds of bullshit on a regular basis because you're telling the truth. And look what happens when you tell the truth. Random Israeli profiles, random Israeli bots show up and talk shit. What a surprise.
Exquisite, intricate design.
Let me
Look
hurry
at
up
the
with
wall.
this.
Look
Sorry.
at how that vaults out right there. Look at that.
Give my wife back her phone.
1902? Stop playing with me.
I'm not playing with
But of
you.
course y'all built this. I mean, who am I to doubt y'all, man? Who am I to doubt y'all? Y'all was so innovative back in 1902. May I please cook for a moment? So they told you they started building this place, this intricate design, in 1902. Look what's going on. Horse manure crisis. 50,000 horses daily, thousands of tons of manure. Look at this, London, rough 50,000 horses transport. Look, health issues, accumulating waste, spreading typhoid, accumulating waste, just piles and piles of shit everywhere, all over the place. But don't you guys worry about that. They can't figure that out, but they can figure out how to make this. Let me continue. Just take a look here.
Vanjie! What's happening, Vanjie?
Look,
Good to
New
see
York
you.
had its own problem. 100,000 horses. Remember, I just told you they said they built their subway at the same time. Problem came to a head when 1894. Look, London will be buried under 9 feet of manure. Y'all can't be focused on building the most intricate subway system the world's ever known while you can't even manage horse shit. Then this is the kicker right here, right? This became known as the Great Horse Manure Crisis, 1898. Look when it was debated, 1898. When did they tell you they started this? 1902. The horses are still out there. They're still shitting. You know how I know? Let's read. In 1988, at the world's first International Urban Planning Conference in New York, look, they tried to figure out a solution, but no
39
solution
degrees
could
in
be
North
found.
Florida. Wow.
It seemed urban civilization was doomed. So how the fuck did y'all build this when you couldn't even manage horse shit?
This gets better, though.
Piccadilly line. Let's look at these construction
Just
photos.
wait, watch.
Yep, look at these guys. Engineers, look at all that hardcore equipment they got to make this perfect sphere here with these things going in it. And yeah, it doesn't look like they're digging anything out. Oh, it looks like they're building that. Give me a fucking break. Y'all building this.
Right.
That has perfect, like, laser sight 360 symmetry going all the way down. These niggas. Get the fuck out of here. London, you're a joke, man. Change your history books. Y'all ain't build no Piccadilly line.
Just wait. It
This
gets
is
better.
Tartarian. You dug it out.
Come on.
I'm gonna keep cooking you, though.
Come on. Get to
Here
it.
y'all are again, London. Here y'all are again, NPCs. Just faking your ways into history. Look. Just rubble. What are y'all doing? Ain't nothing to build. All y'all do is dig shit out and find it. When I present these things here, I want to present them in a common sense manner.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
They told you they started building this in 1902, right? You see how intricate the design is. You see what sits above it. You had to build these in tandem. They couldn't figure out what to do with the horse shit, with all the horses. They were carried horses in carriages around.
2.5 million pounds of manure a day.
But they were able to
100,000
build
horses
intricate
producing around 2.5 million pounds of
Now, I'm
manure
not
every
proof to y'all
day.
There ain't no way in hell any of these goddamn NPCs in London or New York City built any of these subways. They're all Tartarian. They just found them. Here's the kicker. This is where they fucked up. Pay attention. On this day
Look
in
at this. Okay, watch
1863,
this.
London's Metropolitan Railway opened. Look, launching the world's first subway. Smoky steam trains beneath the streets.
Look at the picture. Pay attention to the picture, too.
Inspired rapid transport. These lying-ass fucking NPCs. Look at this bullshit they're on. What kind of trains go through here? Exactly. Why are you on some wooden kind of taikoi shit? And bro, that ain't the fucking kicker. Look at this shit right here. This is the New York City opening in 1904. Remember, I just told you these motherfucking NPCs tried to lie and say they both fucking built their subways at the same time. While they were both having a motherfucking horse manure crisis. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, did y'all not realize that these motherfuckers used the same exact Photoshop station? Look. Oh, y'all don't see it? Watch me, look. That's their 1863 London opening. Look at the wall. Look at the wall. Look right here. Watch. New York City opening. Same guys. Same hats. Same occult. Lying bastards. I caught you bitches. I got you bitches. I got they ass now. Look at that fucking wall. Got 'em. You dumb motherfuckers. Look. Photoshop. Y'all use the same goddamn subway. For London and for New York. It's right there.
That's it. That's what it's always. That's what it always comes down. Where are they getting all the oats and hay for those horses and water? The horses require gallons of water every day. I don't know about you guys, but how many of you guys have these random tree services that have been going through your neighborhoods for the last couple of years? Whoa. Last year and a half, 2 years. And just doing all this work. Who's paying for it all? We had to pay when they redid the sidewalks. They ran around and charged people to redo the sidewalks. So who's paying for all of this tree service shit? Not necessarily true. I have 3 horses and they don't drink a shitload, just saying. Yeah, are they 3 horses that you use for work? Or are they just horses that sort of lazy, get fat, and do nothing? If you're talking about horses that are being used as people's main source of transportation, especially in summertime months, they're going to require quite a bit of water. And they produce a shit ton of shit. Look at the cowards in the comment section. Just constantly saying stupid shit. You work your horses like you would if they were your main means of conveyance. It is my only means of conveyance. And you're saying they don't drink very much. Well, then you have magic horses. Because most horses need water. Right? And if you're talking about 100,000 plus, I mean, it's like people argue stuff because they want to argue, not because it makes sense. Like, any real person is going to say, you know, like, it's not even like the horse manure crisis was a real thing. And it seems to be only documented in New York and I guess London, but it had to be in every other city. And we are talking about, you know, just again, a shit ton of manure that goes where? Where does it always go? You know, the one thing I saw, they were talking about the New York crisis, and they said it would take 275 modern day dump trucks removing the shit every single day to make sure, you know, to get rid of all the shit that would accumulate every day. 275 modern day dump trucks. They desperately want an aha moment. Don't get what you're trying to say. Well, maybe you should stick around then. They need Brawndo is what they need. Brawndo has electrolytes. So if you give your horses Brawndo, they will do better. Trust me. I know these things. I'm a big horse guy. Has been awake for 3 weeks straight from meth psychosis. Oh, look. We must have a friar here. Everybody knows that the friars can't actually argue with anything said, so they constantly try to make things sound like they are mental crises. Because to them, other people suffering mental illness and mental crisis is hilarious. If it's them suffering, everybody needs to drop what they're doing, donate all your money and time, you know, everything to make sure they're okay with their, you know, I don't like what you're saying. I don't like the words that you use. Those were not mine. I'm gonna take advice from a man who walks in his living room in a circle while I stare at his fan. The game is the world to telephone, and everybody listening to this guy got in on it. Yeah, that made a lot of sense. Right. You know me. I'm the guy that makes up horse facts. Horses don't need water. Horses don't produce shit. I'm actually somehow I got access to Wikipedia and all of the other sources of information where I secretly put my fake horse shit crisis theory like I put it out there and yeah, it's populating well. I mean, it's crazy. If we just go with like common sense and just use your brain, a lot of these shit talkers in the comment section are people who are here every single day. They know what I'm going to talk about because I talk about the same sort of things every day. And instead of actually picking any one of the topics and saying, look, I'm going to educate myself to the fullest, and then I'm going to come back and smash this dude, because you're going to watch me anyway, right? You would at least think you would try to, do the best job you could do instead of making my arguments stronger. But this is what they do, right? This is just fucking crazy. Again, the horse shit crisis, the horse manure crisis is not even a conspiracy theory. The only conspiracy theory is how they remedied it, how they fixed it. But look at how stupid these people are. When do you ever see anybody actually argue something? And at the same time you have, when I'm talking to Grok, you see the same sort of shit where Grok will pretend to be like they're on your side and, oh yeah, the friars are the bad guys and they've been controlling the narrative since the early 1900s. And you're like, yeah, wait a minute, Grok. It actually goes back before that. Oh, yeah, you're right. I forgot. I slipped up. Like, unless you can put the code in to unlock what it says, it's going to tell you the most basic, boring shit it can. But there's no actual argument that comes through. How come there's not a single person that ever comes through and tries to actually validate their religious beliefs? Like, we had a guy, now he's been here twice, I believe, at least twice, who identifies as saint piece of shit and calls himself a priest. And it's literally the same, gaslighting, subject changing, refusing to address anything said, bullshit that the non-special people do. The idea that it's funny, I'm hilarious when I'm talking about how there's pedophiles that run the show and we should kill them, and the friar narrative and how you're a slave and all. That's fucking hilarious. Oh my God. Pedophilia is just so funny. I love the people that act like they're trying to be like, oh, because you're so hilarious, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. Out of all the things you could literally be doing in the entire world, out of the many, many options you have on YouTube, Facebook, Hulu, you name it, Instagram, Snapchat, all the fucking porn you could be watching, all of it. You're here begging for attention from me because I'm just so hilarious. Okay. If you think that makes sense, I encourage you to keep doing it. I mean, don't keep doing it because it hurts me so much. It's fucking silly that this is the best that people can come up with. And then they think it somehow works. Like I've told you guys the secret time and time again. If you really want to like bother me, hurt me, make me look whatever, destroy my argument. You know, I have way too high of an ego for strange little, you know, little dicky crackers on here to upset me with their goofy words while they watch me every day. Like, the fact that just skips you is funny to me. But if you're going to literally watch me out of anyone else in the world every single day, you're a fan. You're a fucking fan. Oh. It's hilarious. I know you are. That's why you're here every single day. And, you know, censorship is when you have hundreds and thousands of viewers and you think you should have more. Censorship is not when 6 months ago you had thousands of viewers. Charlie gets kirked and the next day your shit drops down to you'd be lucky to get 100. That's not censorship. Censorship is when you have lots of viewers, right? I mean, it's just silly. Back to lighthouses. All right. The Tower of Hercules at A Coruña, Spain, gives insight into ancient lighthouse construction. Other evidence about lighthouses exists in depictions on coins and mosaics, of which many represent the lighthouse at Ostia. Coins from Alexandria, Ostia, and Laodicea in Syria also exist. I think coins are something that gets way too overlooked in the narrative. Like, I think people just underestimate the difficulty there is in making coins, producing coins. You know, coins that happen to weigh exactly the same amount each time with the same amount of materials in them, the intricate detail, all that shit. You know, it doesn't matter if it's a big, huge, you know, the Romans, or it's some small little German country that got swallowed up into the Germany narrative. Like, everybody produced their own coinage. That's why the court Jew, as they were called, the money changers existed, because they would you know, they would have money in all these different denominations, and you would come to them with your money, and then they would give you money in the you know, in the that you could spend in this town or in this area, because they were the transfers. You know why coins have ridges on the edges? You should look into that. It's because they used to clip the coins. They would clip little tiny slivers off of each coin they came across. And, you know, that sounds like nothing. But after a while, those little tiny slivers, they build up. And when you're talking about gold and silver, it doesn't take very much to make money. No, keep singing. No, come on, keep singing. Oh, come on. We want to hear your rendition.
I don't know all the words.
Well, look it up. You can sing along.
No.
Modern construction. The modern era of lighthouses began at the turn of the 18th century. Of course it did. As a number of lighthouses began being constructed, as the number of lighthouses being constructed increased significantly due to the much higher levels of transatlantic commerce. Advances in structural engineering and new and efficient lighting equipment allowed for the creation of larger and more powerful lighthouses, including ones exposed to the sea. The function of lighthouses was gradually changed from indicating ports to the providing of a visible warning against shipping hazards such as rocks and or reefs. Yeah. Original Winstanley Lighthouse, Eddystone Rock by Jazeel Johnston in 1813. That's a pretty fucking amazing little lighthouse there, don't you think? Hope your piece out there fishing. You got a fishing out the side of the house like that. Yeah, we're just fishing. Where is this today? This doesn't exist anywhere. Nothing like this exists. Look at this shit. 1813. The Eddystone Rocks were a major shipwreck hazard for mariners sailing through the English Channel. The first lighthouse built there was an octagonal structure anchored by 12 iron stanchions secured in the rock and was built by Henry Winstanley from 1896 to 1890. It only took him 2 fucking years. His lighthouse was the first tower in the world to have been fully exposed to the open sea. Yep, what did he use? Those materials, you know, the sea is just insanely destructive. Not just the sea itself, but the air, the mist.
He used whaleboats.
Yeah, right.
He slaughtered a bunch of whales, skinned them, sold them to the Eskimos, and made his purpose.
That makes sense. But it's that kind of shit where it's like, you know, the Bible should have done that. They should have done a lot more of that, where they were just like, yeah, all those churches that were built all over the world that are just beyond fucking comprehension. Yeah, it's because they were miracles. That's why. That's why there's no construction photos. That's why there's no records of it. That's why we couldn't do it today, because they're miracles. Why doesn't the church say that? Gold and silver being valuable is just silly. These are rocks. These are just shiny rocks that happen to you know, that grow in certain areas. And so they bought those areas up and they get access to all of it. The civil engineer, John Smeaton, rebuilt the lighthouse from 1756 to 1759. It took him 3 years to rebuild it. His tower marked a major step forward in the design of lighthouses and remained in use until 1877. He modeled the shape of his lighthouse on that of an oak tree, using granite blocks. Where are they getting granite blocks from? How are they moving them? How are they transporting them? How are they setting them? I mean, it's fucking crazy. Cantilever deck with a huge sail of a flagpole. I don't know what that means. He rediscovered and used hydraulic lime, a form of concrete that will set underwater used by the Romans, and developed a technique of securing the granite blocks together using dovetailed joints and marble dowels. So he rediscovered this thing that we don't know how to do it. He rediscovered it. How did he rediscover it? Like because of you being who you are and you existing in the time you exist in, you've forgotten just how spoiled you are when it comes to information. Like, Vanjie's my age. You know, if you're my age and older, you're in your 40s or older, you had to do book reports back in school where you didn't have access to a computer. So you had to somehow know the Dewey Decimal System and understand that bullshit like it mattered. Like, there was actually, you know, lesson plans in class to teach you the Dewey Decimal System. Because there just wasn't a world feasible where the Dewey Decimal System in libraries would be obsolete, right? They just couldn't. So you got taught the Dewey Decimal System, which never made sense to me, and nobody took advantage of it. If you went to the library, you went to the librarian and said, "Hey, where's this book I'm looking for?" And they would happily show you because they weren't doing it, right? But if you had to do a report and, you know, it was one of the reports that wasn't like, there wasn't a bunch of options. Everybody had to do the same report. If you didn't get to the library fast enough, those books would be gone. And the last thing you ever wanted to have to do was search the microfiche. Because the microfiche was awful. It was this weird, like, projection system that used transparent slides with old pictures of newspapers, old film of newspapers and whatnot, and you would move this little ball thing around to highlight the area you wanted to read. But, like, it was so sensitive that you would want to go and move it to, like, the next section so you could read it, and you'd find yourself like 12 pages off. It was such a pain in the ass. I hated it so much. Yeah, I don't have a problem with core math. I don't have a problem with, like, it would be one thing if they taught core math and regular math. But to teach just one is foolish, and that's the part I don't understand. But it is a valuable thing to have. It's X-ray film, like X-ray film, yes. Vanjie, aren't you the nurse that told me what they do for circumcision? Wasn't that you? Hydraulic lime. I want to see what hydraulic lime is. Hydraulic lime is a general term for a variety of lime different from calcium oxide, quicklime, that sets by hydration and consists of calcium silicate and calcium aluminate compounds that can harden in contact with water. This contrasts with calcium hydroxide, also called salt lime or air lime, that is used to make lime mortar, the other common type of lime mortar, which sets by carbonation, reabsorbing carbon dioxide from the air. Carbonation is reabsorbing carbon dioxide from the air. I would have never thought that that's what that meant. Hydraulic lime provides a faster initial set and higher compressive strength than air lime, and hydraulic lime will set in more extreme conditions, including underwater. Smeaton, Eddie's Lighthouse. Smeaton, Eddie's Lighthouse. Smeaton's Eddystone Lighthouse. John Smeaton is credited with pioneering hydraulic lime in the 18th century, which led to the development of Portland cement and thus modern concrete. This is a painting by John Lynn. You know, because dude just built that. He sailed a little boat out to the rock and dropped off each and every one of those granite blocks, right? You don't understand how ridiculous their narrative is. The terms hydraulic lime and hydrated lime are quite similar and may be confused, but are not necessarily the same material. Hydrated lime is any lime which has been salted or slacked, whether it sets through hydration, carbonation, or both. Calcium reacts in the lime kiln with the clay minerals to produce silicates that enable some of the lime to set through hydration. Any unreacted calcium is slacked into calcium hydroxide, which sets through carbonation. These are sometimes called semi-hydraulic lime and include the classifications feebly and moderately hydraulic lime, NHL2 and NHL 3.5. Doesn't really have a history of it. Okay, so there are two basic types of hydraulic limes. Natural hydraulic lime, NHL, is produced by heating calcining limestone that naturally contains clay and other impurities. No materials need to be added to create the hydrolicity, yes. In the United States, NHL may be called hydrated hydraulic lime, HHL, per ASTM C141, standard specification for hydrated hydraulic lime for structural purposes. Artificial hydraulic lime, AHL, or artificial lime, becomes hydraulic when hydraulic and or pozzolana materials are added either before or after burning in a lime kiln. Artificial limes are more specifically identified as hydraulic lime, as defined European Norm 459, EN 459, consists of lime and other materials such as Portland cement, blast furnace slag, fly ash, limestone filler, and other suitable materials. Formulated lime consists, quote, mainly of hydrated lime or NHL with added hydraulic and or pozzolanic materials. It is identical to HL, which is hydrated lime, but its composition must be declared on the CE marking. Pozzolanic hydraulic lime, PHL, ASTM C-1707, is very similar to HL or FL. Consists mainly of hydrated lime with one or more pozzolians, with possible inclusion of inert filler. When Portland cement even traces is present, it can be up to 20% of binder weight. It has to be labeled as PHLC. Oh. Characteristics. I don't care about the characteristics. Hydraulic lime concrete. All right, let's see. Maybe this is. This will give us more information than just sort of saying dumb shit. Hydraulic lime concretes have been in use since Roman times, either as mass foundation concretes or as lightweight concretes using tufa or pumice as aggregates and a wide range of pozzolans to achieve different strengths and speeds of set. This meant that lime could be used in a wide variety of applications, including floors and even vaults or domes. An example is the Pantheon in Rome, which has survived for nearly 2,000 years. The dome's diameter is equal in its height from the floor. It is constructed from 6 different lime mixes, which change the properties and lightness of the materials. And then we lost it until Augo. What's going on? Augo, you actually brought this up a couple days ago. You brought up lighthouses. Pumice. She said at the same time.
I'm so popular.
Legalized dreamfish, Colorado river toad, cane toad, yopo, Silica iboga, Heteroxylin coca, peyote, San Pedro kratom, ayahuasca vines, cannabis, hemp, magic mushrooms, salvia, all holy medicines. Sure.
Yep. He said that.
Herbs and animals are life. So, isn't it interesting that I'm looking this up and it doesn't give any sort of explanation of any of it? Here's some benefits. Hydraulic lime gains strength over time, hence providing flexibility and avoiding the need for expansion joints. So why isn't it the only thing that's used? No, it gains strength over time. Didn't you just hear that? Considered to be more environmentally friendly than Portland cement, as they are burnt at a lower temperature and uniquely reabsorb some of the carbon dioxide given off during burning as they cure carbonate in on the wall. They enable building components to be reclaimed and reused as they are softer than cement. They set underwater, hence making them ideal for applications in contact with the sea, canals, rivers, etc. And that's it. That's literally, there's no other information about it. I don't even have any examples of it. It doesn't even say, like, if it's even, are we still using it? Do we still make it today?
Fire safe.
That's really strange. Like, that's really fucking strange.
Where did crack come from?
He couldn't stand Argo.
Like it fell from a bum bum. Like some average dum-dum deep in the slum has a
Yeah, Argo's building them is a big fat lie, like you said. Look at the logistics. Exactly. It's always about logistics. So, back to, it said, civil engineer John Smeaton rebuilt the lighthouse from 56 to 59. He rediscovered and used hydraulic lime, a form of concrete that will set underwater, used by the Romans, and developed, and he also developed a technique for the securing of granite blocks together using dovetail joints and marble dowels. Do you understand? Like, what in the 1700s is he using to make these products? How are you cutting very, very, like, down to the millimeter? If they're dovetail joints, they have to, like, exactly line up. Especially when you're talking about a lighthouse that can't have water coming through it. So these joints have to line up, like, within the micro millimeter. So you can't even slide, you can't push water through that crack. Do you not, this is the 1700s you picture in your head, right? Yeah. It's because they didn't have regulations and they didn't have the red tape that we have today. And people, they worked harder and they took more time and they had more craft and the materials are too expensive and blah, blah, all the bullshit we say today. The idea of building a lighthouse, like at least this one, they try to claim there was a rock already sticking out. There are plenty of lighthouses where there's no visible rock. So how the fuck did they do that? Well, I mean, going back to the Thames River Tunnel, remember? Remember halfway through the construction, there was a leak. And so the actual designer, like the head guy, is said to have gotten into some sort of submersible object that was then lowered down and I guess opened up on the bottom, where he then threw out sandbags and whatnot to cover the hole, to cover the leak. And apparently that's stood the test of time. This is the 1840s or 50s or something like that. The Thames River is dirty as shit. You can't see down in there. You're telling me that they somehow created some sort of diving apparatus that he then lowered himself, that the head guy, like, you're not even going to hire some worker to do it, you're going to do it?
I don't really think that crack just appeared on the streets from somebody in the...
No, not in cases like this. In this kind of situation, the damn thing is never done by the guy in charge. You can't risk it. If something happens, then the whole project's fucked. But the acceptance that you have when you can say that they opened up the bottom of this somehow submersible thing that they made, and he then threw out sandbags to cover up a leak. Like, you probably believe in Jesus, right? Right? You probably, dumb enough, foolish enough to believe in that kind of, because you would have to be. The Thames River Tunnel. All right. The Thames River Tunnel is the first underwater tunnel that was ever created, whatever. It is as dumb, as obviously dumb as anything. Oh shit, I lost my page. What was I just looking up? Lighthouses.
I say the place and time is now. To question liaisons demanding how. What's under lockdown? Where is the knowledge? Who had the top crown?
I mean, it's shocking how purposefully stupid we are. And then, like, I'm supposedly this unpatriotic, bad guy, conspiracy theorist, all that, because I'm like, hey, I want to know more. Hey, the narrative that you're telling me does not make any sense. I'm really sorry. It would be a lot cooler if it did, but unfortunately it doesn't. It's really fucking weird. It's weird. So he used marble dowels. Marble dowels. What manufacturing process did they have back then that not only allows you to carve granite dovetail joints, but marble dowels? No, these are tiny. These have to be specifically designed. I mean, they have to be able to go into whatever they go into, but it's not like a wood dowel where the the wood deforms a little bit as you press the dowel in. And it sort of smashes, which creates the it would crack. No, it would just crack. Either one. Either the dowel itself would crack, or the thing you're putting it into would crack. The wood on the smallest little microscopic level, when you smash the dowel in there, it like crimples a little bit, and it like fuses almost together in sort of a way. Granite's not going to do that. So what are we talking about? Again, it almost sounds like they had some sort of process that softened rock and made it malleable, and then it would harden after they were done with whatever they were doing. It really should like fascinate you, the logistics. When you think the logistics of where you live. I'm not asking you about what the surface of the moon looks like, what Mars looks like. None of that shit. Where you live is much more fascinating than anything like that. Subway systems, channels, locks. The channels and lock systems that they have all over Europe.
Those are fascinating.
It's all fascinating. How the fuck did they build that? Who are these engineers that built all this? What school did they go to?
Veterinary school.
Right. Because they were also veterinarians, painters, makeup artists. They laid carpet.
And painted on the side.
I already said that. I said that.
Oh, I thought you meant like painted houses. I was talking like portraits.
Oh, yeah, I was talking portraits too. Oh my god.
God. Maybe they did both.
Obviously. I mean, if you can paint a fucking house, you can paint a portrait. It's the same thing. No, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. You just sounded like your sister. Aww. No. That sounded so... Oh, you should see. I can see her temperature right. She would have denied it too, and she went, "Oh shit, I did." Fuck. No. The dovetailing feature served to improve the structural. Why am I not saying this right? Structural stability. Although Smeaton also had to taper the thickness of the tower towards the top, for which he curved the tower inward on a gentle gradient. This profile had the added advantage of allowing some of the energy of the walls to dissipate on impact, or some of the energy of the waves to dissipate on impact with the walls. His lighthouse was the prototype for the modern lighthouse and influenced all subsequent engineers. Man. Like, it's crazy when you think about the narrative we're told, right? We're told that throughout history, the people that didn't have shit, they didn't have access to the internet and all of the knowledge and the history and all that shit that we have today. These people were left and right coming up with innovations and this, that. Some of them were somehow rediscovering old techniques and just all this shit. People are creating new types of buildings, new types of concrete, new types of materials, new everything back then. And nowadays, nobody makes anything. And unlike back then, where, if you made something or something happened, the idea that it would go viral is sort of really hard to believe. Nowadays, you can go viral in an afternoon. And yet nobody's out here. The last time I heard creating something, I haven't heard anything about that guy in a long... What happened to the plastiline guy? That just fucking dawned on me. Where'd that guy go? He disappeared quick, didn't he? I used to get daily updates from him on my Facebook page, and I haven't seen anything of his come up in like 6 months. The black kid that invented the machine that could take plastic and turn it into gasoline. Plastiline. Well, he disappeared once, and then he came back. And he was going stronger than ever, but then where'd he go? Oh, I can see you. Oh, I see you. Oh, she's so cute. I just totally got myself sidetracked on that. Where's the plastiline guy? Oh, look, we have Little Dicky here. Little Dicky Cracker's here. Everybody say hi to Joey. Joey's Little Dicky Cracker. He's upset because he has a small penis. It's really, it makes him mad. It makes him an angry little man. Little Dickie Cracker.
I could see why, especially if, like, he's Lauren Little. Oh,
Well, I can't attest to that on either side.
I can attest to the one side. It was before I knew the term, like, what penis existed.
All right, so let's see. We're gonna jump here.
This one will make a lot of you angry. Some so dumb they'd want to hang me, and strangely.
Okay, one such influence was Robert Stevenson, himself a seminal figure in the development of lighthouse design and construction. His greatest achievement was the construction of Bell Rock Lighthouse in 1810. Let's see what Bell Rock looks like. Oh yeah, that is an amazing achievement. I am going to read about this. So, this was built in 1810. Check it out.
Straight out of the water. They used submarines.
Submarines aren't real.
They used them. They were there.
If you have to tell someone you're shaming them, you're not doing a very good job. Obviously, it's not working out so well. Where do you get your information from, stupid head book? Oh my god, did you really just say that?
7. Okay, 6 of them. There's 6 of them, right? 7?
Are you like using your dad's profile or profile picture or something and you really are like 7, 8, 9 years old, whatever?
Oh no, not overly.
Stupid head book? Did you just say stupid head book? Where do you get your information from? Stupid head book? Oh my god, I have to remember that forever. Where do you get your information from? Stupid head book. Oh my god. Dude, if you're just fucking playing stupid troll, like, you're hilarious. Because that was... I don't know how you just... See, I know that's not...
Did you type it with a straight face?
No, you know, that's not purposeful. That's not... No, he wasn't purposefully making a joke there. Nobody is that fucking funny on purpose. What makes that funny is that you're damn serious. You're 100% serious.
They're not serious.
No, he is.
No.
He's been studying his stupid head book. So he said stupid head book. He did though. Where did you get your information from?
You're just
Stupid head book.
You're just mistaken.
Oh my god. Can you imagine hearing that in any situation? Like
Say it out loud. Does it still sound smart?
well, just like think about like Kash Patel is being interviewed and the Congress is like, Mr. Patel, we have, is it true that you used your power to cover up knowing that Donald Trump is in fact in the Epstein files, and then when you said he's not in the Epstein files, you knew he was in the Epstein files, so you were lying? Is that what happened? And Kash Patel's like, whoa, where'd you get your information from? Stupid head book? And they're like, oh, we're sorry. You are correct. Yes, that was a great argument, Mr. Patel. I can understand why you are the head of the FBI now. Where'd you get your information from? Smart head book?
Oh, no, that's just dumb.
Smart head book? No, it's not a thing? No. Oh.
Terrible laws.
My
And for
bad.
most of us, the Nazis invented Holocaust.
Stupid
accepting
head
that
book.
the boss rewrites whatever history they
That's
want
gonna
to
be
the
something that I
cross
say to
and
my
how to question
wife,
history. Like, how come all
like, 30 years from now.
Oh, I
We're gonna
hate
be
it
sitting there.
already.
We're gonna be sitting there, and she'll be like, "Did you hear? Donald Trump's great grandson is the president now," and I'm gonna say, "What?
After we get through all the what, because you won't be able to hear a fucking
What? Where'd you get that from? How did it go? When was it? Oh, stupid head book." That's literally you win, man. You win comments.
I don't care.
On accident, of course. If you meant to do it, it wouldn't even be funny. Wow. Where did you get your information from, stupid head book? He said that seriously.
Nobody says that serious. It just can't happen.
Dude's wearing the same shirt for months now. I actually haven't worn this shirt in a long time.
Right, I
But
was gonna say it's a little.
how many, like, do you have like enough shirts that you wear different shirts? Like 360, right? Is that how you dress? You have that many
Throw 'em
shirts?
away. We knew somebody that used to wear a pair of socks one time and throw them away every time.
Yeah. Which is insane. But I
He does that with shirts.
the problem is with my shirts, every time they get washed, they go to the top of the pile.
And he keeps grabbing the shirts.
So I don't care enough to dig through the shirts. Ooh, I want to wear this shirt today. Ooh, I want to have this color on. Yeah, I'm not really,
We're lucky if he matches.
I don't really care about that stuff. But hey,
You're wearing a red shirt.
But hey,
with some fucking
we
white
know that for you guys, like how do you guys like your dudes to dress? Like, do you like when your guy is dressed all preppy? Is that how you like it? Do you like it when he has
like the tie.
short hair and like a clean shave? How do you like your dudes to look? You know, how do you prefer a dude to look before you'll be able to address what he said? Where did you get your information from? Stupid head book? Oh, just you wait. When the second coming comes, he's gonna have a bone to pick with you.
Wow,
Oh, yeah?
that just made it better. Thank you.
I don't give a fuck what others think of me. Okay.
You must be studying that stupid head book.
You probably wouldn't be like
Oh my God.
commenting, right? If you really didn't care what others thought, you just go about your own shit. Okay, the Bellrock Lighthouse off the coast of Angus, Scotland, is the world's oldest surviving sea-washed lighthouse. It was built between 1807 and 1810, just 3 short years, by Robert Stevenson on the Bell Rock, also known as Inch Cape in the North Sea, 11 miles east of the Firth of Tay, standing 115 feet or 35 meters tall. Its light is visible from 35 statute miles or 56 kilometers inland. Which, weird, you know, that light going around the curve of the earth like that. So, this is where it is. So here's the coast of Scotland. So this lighthouse was just built out in the middle of the Cape.
Not the middle, it was a sandbar.
What did it say? 16 miles off the coast of Hoosajigga?
What?
There's literally nothing else. I'm trying to get it to the point where you can see it and see the land. That's about as close as I can get it to show up where you can see land in the picture. So, some dude was just out in the middle of this cape somewhere, some 16 miles off the coast. What's it say? Was built 11 miles off the coast. And he was just like, you know what? I think this is as good a spot as any. I'm going to just build a lighthouse here. Good thing that my buddy invented that concrete, or rediscovered that concrete a couple of minutes ago.
We have some good divers that can take it down to the bottom to shore up the foundation to build up so we can put that lighthouse above water. That's going to have waves crashing against it, but it's going to be so strong that it's not going to fall over. Whales smashing into it. It's not going to crumble. Earthquakes, tsunamis. This bitch is here to stay.
Forever. Without any need for any sort of construction, because
salt water,
yep,
sun.
dovetail joints.
Dude, we got this.
Built 1810 by Robert Stevenson of Carngall Granite. What's Carngall Granite?
Company.
Carngall granite refers to a type of multi-hued granite, often showing greens, oranges, purples, blues, and rust browns with quartzized veins, sourced from quarries near Aberdeen, Scotland, famously known as the Granite City for its widespread use of building structures like Marischal College, highlighting its distinctive colors beyond the typical gray granite.
There you go.
So we'd have to know how far away that quarry was to be able to get the granite there, but shape, tapered cylindrical tower with balcony and lantern, including keeper's quarter. Let's see. Focal height, 92 feet. The masonry work on which the lighthouse rests was constructed to such a high standard that it has not been replaced or adapted in 200 years.
Look at there.
It's funny how they just...
So good on the first time.
Well, they're like... You know, they're like, if we just address the thing, then it makes it sound like we addressed it. You know, we explained it. And that's how they get away with so much, is they say, yeah, I know people will say this, but then they'll just bring up a completely different thing. You know, yeah, the construction that they did was so great, it hasn't needed any sort of adjustment or anything for the last 200 years. The thing that's under the fucking water, the fucking water.
Moving earth below it. With the salt in it that erodes shit and the sunlight beating down.
And think about how deep it actually has to go into the sea floor for that to happen. Because it can't just be resting on the sea bottom.
No. No, everything's constantly in motion in the water. The whole point.
I think racial and civic pride.
The lamps and reflectors were replaced in 1843. The original ones are now in the lighthouse at the Cape Banastava, Newfoundland, where they are currently on display. The working of the lighthouse has been automated since October 24th, 1988. The Northern Lighthouse Board, which has had its headquarters, who gives a shit? The lighthouse previously operated in tandem with a shore station, the Bell Rock Signal Tower, built in 1813 at the mouth of Aberrath Harbor. Today, this building houses the Signal Tower Museum. Let's see what this building happens to look like. Well, it's a good thing we have such a clear fucking picture of it.
Oh yeah, why would they need to zoom in?
Right. Why would we need to see anything more than just that? That it almost, you know what it almost looks like to my dumb layman eyes? It almost looks like a castle. Nah. Nah. Because of the engineering challenges that were overcome to build the lighthouse, it has been described as one of the 7 wonders of the industrial world. And I've never heard of it. This is considered, see again, look at how they addressed it. So if you're reading this, to do like a book report, or you're reading it, you know, you and your friend got to do an argument or something, and you're just reading it, and you're not reading it to be skeptical, you're reading it to like, oh yeah, when was this date? Right, you just want to, you've already accepted its legitimacy, so, you know, once you accept it, it's like, once you have the faith, then we can tell you any old dumb shit, and you'll just be like, well, I have faith, so that's just how that works. So, and they literally address it by saying, because of the engineering challenges that were overcome to build the lighthouse, it has been described as one of the 7 wonders of the industrial world. Basically, it just doesn't make any sense.
So don't ask questions. It's just a wonder.
It's one of the marvels. It's a marvelous wonder of the world. According to legend, because why would we have history? We have history for everything. I know when famous guys, mother and father, got married and blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, from 1422.
Shit, I don't even give a fuck about.
Right. So we don't know anything. Like whenever it comes to like real detail, so that's what you'll see in these stories all the time, is they fill it with filler detail, with fluff detail. And because of that, you just go with it thinking like, again, if you're just reading this from one of those perspectives, you got a book report or an argument, you're going to take away from it that they answered the question. Because they addressed it in your head when you leave, you say, it was addressed. I don't quite remember what they said, but I know that they addressed it. And that'll be all that's all it takes. According to legend, Bell Rock got its name because in the 14th century, the abbot of Aberrath had a warning bell installed on it, which was stolen a year later by a Dutch pirate. The legend is immortalized in quote, the Inchcape Rock, a poem by the 19th century poet Robert Southey. I mean, you know I have to read it, right? The poem consists of 17 quatrains, written in rhyming couplets. It begins by describing the bell installed by the abbot was attached to a buoy, so it only rang when the Inchcape Rock was underwater and the buoy was floating. The holy abbot of Aberrathok, had placed the bell on the Inchcape Rock. On a buoy in a storm it floated and swung, and over the waves its warning rung. When the bell was hid by the surge's swell, the mariners heard the warning bell, and then they knew the perilous rock, and blessed the abbot of Aberrathok. A pirate called Sir Ralph the Rover cuts down the bell and drops it into the sea because he was jealous of the abbot and wanted to plunder the ships that crashed. After its removal, Ralph says, the next who came to the rock won't bless the abbot of Aberrathok. Sometime later, Ralph's own ship founders on the rock while he is attempting to negotiate his way back to Scotland in bad weather, laden with booty. In classic 19th century romantic style, the ship sinks dramatically as Ralph hears the devil summoning him to hell by ringing the bell he had removed. Sir Ralph the Rover tore his hair. He cursed himself in his despair. The waves rushed in on every side. The ship is sinking beneath the tide. But even in his dying fear, one dreadful sound could the rover hear. A sound as if the Inchcape bell, the devil below, was ringing his knell. That's a terrible poem. But at least it rhymes. You know, usually old poems don't rhyme. And you're like, hey, that's poetry.
You know, Billy stopped us by saying, no, girls can't be topless and boobies are gross.
Boobies are gross. Before the so the history of this Seven Wonders of the World lighthouse starts with a poem. Before the construction of the lighthouse, the rock had caused many shipwrecks because, except for a few hours a day at low tide, it lies just below the surface of the sea. By the turn of the 19th century, it was estimated that in a typical winter, as many as 6 ships were wrecked on the rock. In one storm, 70 ships had been lost off the east coast of Scotland. How long do you still hear these narratives and accept it? Planning. In 1799, Jared Boosters just put a video out. He makes great videos. I just got the notification for it. In 1799, the masters of Trinity House in Leith, who oversaw most of the shipping issues on the eastern coast. Yeah, right? Because they had the technology and the communications network in place so they could monitor the entire coast. Yeah, dude, they were sending smoke signals and shit. Determined to build a light on the Bell Rock due to the high number of losses. They commissioned Scottish engineer Robert Stevenson to devise a design for a lighthouse on the Bell Rock. Did he have a history of this? But the proposal was shelved due to concerns about cost, the relatively radical nature of the proposed design, and Stevenson's relative youth. The cost would be borne by the East Coast towns, as it was not only Dundee ships being lost. So, how they would tax the people to get this? Free Palestine, indeed. But it's not. Free Palestine is the thing we're allowed to say. But I can't say Free Palestine to the Lebanese. I can't say Free Palestine to Syria. I can't say Free Palestine to Iran. So it's not necessarily Free Palestine, more so end the pedophile genocidal cult that is doing all of the shit, right? It's broader than just Free Palestine. What does Free Palestine even mean? You know, is it pre-2023, pre-2018, pre-2006, pre-19 what was it? 2006, 1990 something, 1981, 1967, 1948, 1933, 1918. When are we talking about a free Palestine? It's never really existed as far as we know. The only time Palestine was ever sort of technically free is prior to World War I, when the British took over.
Really? It's been that long?
Right. But even then,
That's
we don't,
disgusting.
you know, the friars were colonizing Palestine long before that.
Was it long? I was just gonna ask, but when did they start invading?
Well, like I was you know, I sort of
Sorry,
discovered
did I say
recently.
invade?
Recently is first of all, like people always talk about the Balfour Declaration when that shit wasn't till 1916. But you have the Auto Emancipation Pamphlet of 1882, which is sort of the one that was anonymously penned in German by Russian, Polish, Jewish doctor who wanted to be a lawyer but wasn't allowed to practice law, so he became a doctor. And then he anonymously published this pamphlet in a different language in Germany, while he was a Russian Polish Jew. Like, just the whole shit is just stupid. Obviously, it gets attributed to him later in life. So again, it's just one of these narratives they give, but it's considered the first document proclaiming modern Jewish nationalism and modern Zionism. But prior to modern Zionism, there's something called Proto-Zionism, and Proto-Zionism just goes all the way back. And it's about all the different aliyahs and all the bullshit where supposedly, time and time again, you know, hundreds, thousands of people would follow one dude while they marched from wherever they were to Palestine, where they started, you know, they would just start colonizing. They would just start claiming land and taking over. And, you know, it's a strange narrative, but...
Colonizing. That makes it sound so pretty.
Right. Depending on how you view the word colonizing. You know, if you see colonizing as what it is.
But we're, as Americans...
Right, for sure.
Colonization is a good thing.
Why we're here. Yeah. But it's an invasion, and that's what they've been doing. But that's you believing in a story. That's you believing, you know, the people that tell you the Hebrew Bible is one of the oldest books in the world, and yet Hebrew had to be reinvented in the late 1800s, early 1900s by a guy called Eliezer Ben Yehuda, and they used Aramaic, especially Arabic, to compensate for the deficiencies in the language. And it just so happens to work out that if you take Hebrew and you write it out and you put it in front of a mirror, the mirror image looks a shit ton like Arabic. Same words and everything. No, you're not going to go to hell. Don't worry. There's no such thing. You're going to die.
I ran with this ballad. It's padded with metaphor. I write witty metaphor code. It helps.
Yeah, everybody does. So, all right. So, however, after the warship HMS York was wrecked on the Rock in 1804, and all aboard perished, causing a furor in Parliament, Stephenson sent his design to the renowned engineer John Rennie. Rennie approved the design and cost estimate, which led to the passage of legislation in 1806 approving the proposal and enabling construction to begin. The Northern Lighthouse Board awarded Rennie the contract to design and build the lighthouse and appointed Stephenson as chief assistant. That's weird. The design was based on the earlier Eddystone Lighthouse, which had been designed by John Smeaton, and which Stephenson had visited and studied in detail in 1801. I love how they put all these had beens. Like, okay, so the design was based on the earlier Eddystone Lighthouse, which was designed by John Smeaton, and which Stephenson visited, and studied in detail. You can take out all the hads and the had beens and shorten it up. It's so weird how poorly we use the language. Let's see. It was built on an offshore reef using interlocking stones. The Bell Rock Lighthouse contains several newer features, such as the rotating lights alternating between red and white that were designed by the carpenter, Francis Watt, of course. Stevenson's written account of the work gave little or no credit to Rennie, and questions about, quote, the appointment of responsibility for this work led to prolonged disputes between their respective descendants. But it is now certain that while Stevenson designed the lighthouse in the main, Rennie's role was too significant. Engraving of the lighthouse under construction in 1809, next to the temporary beacon that was constructed alongside it to accommodate the workers and serve as a temporary lighthouse. So they literally built they built an entire lighthouse.
This shit's stupid.
This is in the water too, by the way.
Well, of course it is.
I mean, the rock is exposed for a couple of hours each day at low tide, so that's when they would just hurry up. Here's just a random painting. Because, you know, waves that hit so hard the water goes that high, those are like light work. Right? You know, you could just stand there and you know, take that shit no problem. In 1807, Stevenson hired 60 men, including a blacksmith, so that the pickaxes used to cut the foundations could be resharpened on site. We know you smartasses are going to ask questions, so here's your answer. So ridiculous. Stevenson did not want to use black powder as it might have damaged the rock on which the lighthouse was to stand. The workers set sail for the rock on August 17, 1807, and would be away for 2 whole months. While initially some workers had been reluctant to agree to work, even on the Sabbath, why is that just thrown in here? What? Chubby. And while initially some workers had been reluctant to agree to work even on the Sabbath in order to complete the lighthouse on time and on budget, in the end, all but 4 of the workers agreed to do it. And even those 4, who were stonemasons, eventually also worked on Sundays. Why was the Sabbath important to... I mean, that would sort of mean that... But that would sort of imply... Oh well. What's up, Karen? I'm just being fucking crazy. I'm just crazy. You know? They built lighthouses. They fucking built a lighthouse to jump to conclusions, board. You jump to conclusions.
It's not about Jesus, it's about God. And just believing God. They just don't believe that Jesus was his son and our Lord and Savior.
Okay.
Remember?
Yeah, but the
So
Sabbath is...
Sunday is about God, not Jesus.
But the
So it could be
Sabbath
the Jews.
is on a Saturday.
No,
Sabbath?
it's Sunday.
Saturday is the Sabbath. Okay, well, still. The fact that it's referred to as that. I don't ever remember hearing my Christian family members talking about, oh man, the Sabbath. Can't wait for that Sabbath. Maybe I'm just wrong. I don't know. Because the rock was covered by water for 20 hours each day. 20 of the hours each day, the rock is covered by water. Can you imagine the difficulty of that endeavor? I mean, to complete it, they would have to be like, you know, one of the 7 wonders of the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like it's miraculous. Your Jewish mom should have used a coat hanger? Is that what you just said?
Wow.
What? What? What did I say? I'm just reading what I thought he said.
There are plenty of pairs.
Apparently he didn't say that, but I thought that's what he said. My bad.
When it comes to the number of attacks on that morning, like the 2 claps of thunder, most heard from under the soles of their feet. And look at the thunder, the damage.
Holy shit. Alright. Because the rock is underwater for about 20 hours each day, up to 12 feet of water at high tide. Alright. Have you ever been to the beach and tried to do anything like right near the shore and the tide changes and the waves start coming in? A sandcastle, rocks, whatever you use.
That special line.
I mean, seriously, the water just swallows shit up. So to think, like, how much work could you do 4 hours at a time that wouldn't just be swept away? Like, okay, fine. The lighthouse is this marvelous thing that for 200 years hasn't needed any help, anything like that. Okay, I'll accept that the completed version of the project is indestructible. But how did you get to that point?
You build the wall on the beach, and then once you slide it into the water helps you, helps make it
11
weightless.
miles off the coast.
Helps make it weightless, so then you can take a boat and pull it easily to the spot, set it in place. You just see people in the water guiding it, set it down, and then somebody stands on top and jumps. It goes down.
You know what? She's actually right. That is how that worked. All communication done by specially trained pigeons, of course.
No, in the water it's dolphins.
I gotta make it silly. Stop trying to make fucking jokes, okay? Stop making jokes. Nobody's ever used dolphins for communication purposes.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't. They don't. Listen. Strapping a message to a dolphin and having it go to a specific location is fucking
The dolphin
stupid.
talks to the pigeon who goes to the
The
shore.
pigeons are the only animal on Earth that you can do this with, for some reason.
No, raven.
All right, pigeon. Are you listening? What are you looking at? Look at me, pigeon.
I think they train seagulls out there.
Pigeon.
What's a pigeon's cousin?
I want you to go to this place. Do you hear me? I want you to go there. I've got
They're gonna trap you.
super important information, like very important kingly wartime information that I am going to strap to your leg.
Yeah, it's the shit on that one leg.
Right. So you better get where you're supposed to get, because if the enemy got their hands on this could really fuck things up. You know what's crazy? I don't know of any stories in history where a plan was foiled because somebody intercepted the pigeon.
You didn't see Game of Thrones.
You're right. I've just been studying from my stupid head book. Stupid head book. Karen, you weren't here. You see the pinned comment, right? This dude literally said that shit on purpose. Where do you get your information from? The stupid head book? Not the stupid head book. It wasn't even the stupid head book.
No?
Dolphins have a vocabulary approximately 50 recognized sounds, words plus syntax. You can be with Ange all you want on the idea that dolphins have incredible communication systems. There's no recorded history of that somebody using dolphins to send messages to another human being.
Where's a recorded history of how they got the footings in the seafloor for the lighthouse? Where's the recorded history for that?
No,
They did it.
They did it on a rock. This one was on a rock. It wasn't in the seafloor. It's on a rock that kind of sits out of the water. Remember 4 hours every day, the rock sort of peers out of the water for a little bit? And then the other 20 hours of the day, it's under as much as 12
How do you
feet of
attach
water.
a line to a rock underwater, seawater, saltwater?
You got to do it right as you get, then you got 4 hours, and then you build a bunch, and then you got to wait.
How does it stay attached to the rock?
With the seawater, it falls down, and then you put the waters on the the water. It low tide, and then at
No.
high tide,
No.
it comes back up, and then it's 12 feet underwater. You got it?
No. A hard wave would crash against it and would slide it off the rock, especially the rock with the algae and the shit on it.
No. The
It would
rock.
slide right off the rock.
So for like 4 hours every day, the rock sticks out of the water a little bit, right?
Yeah, that just makes it worse.
But then the that's low tide, and then at high tide the waves come in and they cover it with 12 feet of water. But then at low tide, for 4 hours every day.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, it does. And the thing is, don't the tides change time? It's not like it's the exact same time every day. They change as time progresses. So you had to have a really good knowledge of the tides then. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. The fact that that anybody ever figured out tides long before they had computing, it's just also stupid. It's just also stupid. I'm very, very cynical. Very cynical.
Quite frankly.
Yeah, well. Okay, so back to the science part, because the girl can't understand fucking simple science.
No. I want to know, did they use a belt?
Oh my
Did they
god.
strap the walls?
This
go under
is
the rock, hang
science.
on, like drill holes?
Don't you have makeup to do?
And do like a strapping system?
Don't you have some butter to churn or something? Why do you even have socks on? I mean, you can't. I know, so you're not even fucking valuable. You're useless. Can't even get pregnant. I mean, I guess you could. Well, then you have laundry and shit to do. You have house to clean. This is a science conversation. The men are talking, okay? Jeez.
What was the highest science you took?
I took high science level 25. You don't even know about it because you don't even tell girls about that shit. It's called high science level 25.
I tested out of science for my first year of college. I didn't have to take it. And I was doing
Yeah.
pre-med.
Well,
I still tested out.
when you're giving out blowjobs for grades, then yeah, you're gonna get a good grade. Good job. Seriously, I mean, like, come on. I did good in science. Yeah, okay. I did good in science, and I have a vagina. Just don't go together. That's not how it works.
And math.
Right. Now she's just lying for attention. Then did you ride a dragon to school? You know you're not allowed to go to school. Higher learning and shit.
No. I wrote what the fuck did we call it?
Penis?
Scooter.
If you're
A
not
penis.
cow, then why the herd mentality? If the apocalypse is now, you've succumbed to the banality. If you're only handed 3 options which to choose, The acceptance
Jennifer Aniston told us
nonsense in for truth.
this is the science bit. We need to concentrate. Or we need to concentrate. It's change time of year, day, etc. Right. Wait, Karen. Karen, you're not supposed to say that. Seriously.
Oh, science.
Right.
Science, Karen.
You're supposed to go, I don't know.
Such an idiot. Don't worry, I hit him all the time.
I
I'll get him
don't
for
know. Oh my god. Are you hungry? That's how this is supposed to go. Can I get you something to drink? Would you like your slippers and your pipe so you can sit in your chair and read your paper?
A little foxglove in the food goes a long way, ladies.
Foxglove? What are you even... Alright. Anyway, science. Shush. Because the rock was covered by water for 20 hours of each day, up to 12 feet of water at high tide, the men lived at first on a ship moored 1 mile off the rock, requiring the workers to row out to the rock and back in boats each day.
Must have been too shallow for the boat to be anchored because of low tide. It would bottom out the boat, so they had to be a mile out. So yes, they were at a sandbar. See, I told you. Sandbar that had a rock. Uh-huh. Why else would they be anchored a mile away?
Because they fucking had to walk uphill both ways to school barefoot in the snow, and it's because it's just stupid. Because they might as well be saying fucking anything. That's why, again, you would think the church would just be like, hey, nah, it was all miracles. That's why all this shit exists. Because obviously, nothing makes sense. What are we gonna... Oh, yeah, they made dovetail joints out of fucking granite with marble dowels. Yeah, okay. Uh-huh. Nah, 1800s. Yeah, they were fucking cranking that shit out. No, that's miracles. Come on. God was like, what?
Throw it. One side.
Short working day. Doesn't sound like it. I mean, they're living on a boat a mile off from the job site, so they have to fucking row their ass. Can you imagine how shitty that life would be? Okay. Wait. Each day, which was time consuming, and at one point, one of the boats went adrift and was lost. This isn't like the ocean. So the workers' first task was to build a beacon house on tall wooden struts on the reef surrounding the rock, with places for up to 15 men, so that workers would have a place to stay on site. Right. Because they built a little summer
They
cottage.
killed the reef and all the...
No, the reef was there.
Yeah, they killed it by building shit on it and touching it and breaking it.
No.
Yeah, no,
No,
they
it's
killed the
fine.
reef. And that's probably why they couldn't
Okay.
get the boat closer to
Okay.
the reefs.
You gotta get down there and we gotta secure the thing, okay? Because, they didn't
Try
have
to those
scuba
tree
equipment
branches.
and shit back then.
I know it seems like it's alive, but it's just tree branches.
And that water is really fucking cold.
Don't mind the things that have really big teeth.
But they were real men back then. The foundations and beacon legs were raised during the first season. Remember, this whole thing only took 3 years. From start to finish. So, in the first year, they were able to build the foundations for the wooden beacon thing that they had.
The temporary.
Right. They're not even building the main thing yet.
Temporary thing to help them see, to build the big thing. The main thing.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Then, in the winter, work at the rock was paused as stonemasons cut for the lighthouse cut rocks for the lighthouse out of Carngal granite. So they're even acknowledging that in the winter they had to stop working. So now this 3-year time span is cut basically in half when you account for the at least two winters that are involved. That makes a whole bunch of sense, doesn't it?
So I share hell with you. You don't want me there. You stare like I'm ugly and broke. The gong is continuing. Stars didn't respect. My dance freedom came
In early 1808, work at the Rock resumed. The Beacon House barracks was completed, and the first 3 courses of stone for the lighthouse were laid. In the whole of this second season, only 80 hours of building work took place on the Rock. So, this is the second season.
So 10 8-hour days.
So, it gets done. The entire rest of the lighthouse is done. Don't put it out. In a year? Because that's the second season. In the whole of the second season.
How many people worked 80 hours?
15. No. He had hired 60 guys, but the barracks only held 15 people. Like she said, that's 10 8-hour days in an entire year. Or 8 10-hour days. Oh wait, no, they're 4 hours a day.
So 20.
So 20 whole days of the year they worked? What sense does that make?
Where was it?
On the Rock.
Where? What part of the world?
Scotland.
So there's winter.
Right, they had to pause for winters. They have many more than 20 days every year that's not winter. 20 days.
Do they have sharp days?
That's like 3 weeks, guys. Out of an entire season, they worked for 3 weeks and they were able to construct the basic foundations for this lighthouse. When it literally took them an entire first season, basically, to build just the barracks, the temporary barracks. And think about it. So, if the sea level rises as much as 12 feet, that would mean the barracks had to be at least like 15 feet, 20 feet to account for rogue waves. But then how deep do those stakes go? They have to go well deep into the ground. So what stakes are they using? They go into the reef.
The reef.
Right.
Attach them to the reef.
But they have to go into the reef to be able to be secure so it doesn't get knocked around. And what are they even using that the temporary structure is made of that can withstand the winters and all that shit?
So he went and he hired 60 men. And he has his crew. So they went to sea. How many of those men came back? Because I bet you a whole bunch died during the temporary barracks thing the first couple nights.
I mean, I don't know.
What's that, 15? Send
Well, here you go. Well, the Beacon House during this time, while the Beacon House barracks were still under construction, a young worker was knocked unconscious by a buoy rig and drowned. As he had been the primary breadwinner for his family, Stevenson offered the now vacant position to his younger brother, Alexander Scott, who accepted. Now, see, there you go. That's exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to fluff details. We even know this fucking person's name. For what? How did they attach things to the rocks? Nah, that doesn't matter. How did they come up with this? How did they do that? How did they account for the time? How did they... All these other... No. But we do know that the one dude was killed and he was the head breadwinner for his family. So he was his younger brother was offered the job and he took... How does that affect his family? Did he live with his brother and Like, didn't he have his own wife and kids and shit? Where did they live? In September 1808, John Bonnyman, a stonemason, had to have a finger amputated following an accident with the beam crane on the rock. As recompensance, recompense for this mishap, he was later appointed one of the first lighthouse keepers. Again, what does that have to do with any sort of construction of it, right? Stevenson was frustrated by a visit from Rennie in 1909, whom he saw as interfering with his work. As the strategy to ward off further visits, he wrote Rennie a total of 82 letters asking detailed questions about a large range of construction issues, including what type of window putty and locks to use. Rennie replied in detail to every letter, but Stevenson largely ignored the replies.
Yes, there are two paths you can go by, but in the long run,
I'd love to know, again, how these letters are being taken back and forth. In June of 1809, one of the principal builders, Michael Wishart, was caught beneath a crane when it collapsed, and his feet were severely injured, preventing him from working further on the project. Notice how all of the stories are like, ooh, you like watching NCIS? Well, here's some gory details. We know you like gory details. We don't want to bore you with the fucking math and sciencey part. Ugh, who cares about that? You want to hear about somebody getting their feet chopped off? Ooh.
and as we wind on down the road,
The thing is, if I use this as like if I was at school and I had to write a report on this and I used this fucking information and I was like I quoted my source and I'm like, yeah, this is what it says. I'd get a good grade. Do a report on lighthouses. Okay, well, this lighthouse, this guy died, and this guy had his feet chopped off, and that's it.
That is something for your lighthouses.
No. Not Rennie McIntosh. He asked Stevenson if he could be appointed lighthouse keeper, and he ultimately took up a position as assistant keeper in 1811. What the fuck good is the guy with no feet gonna fucking be in the lighthouse? Do you know how many stairs this guy has to climb up every single day?
No, I thought he cut a finger off.
No, this was the guy that was caught beneath and his feet were severely injured. Yeah. What sense does that make? Hey, I got fucked up on this shit. Any way I could work a horrible job for, instead? I'll be away from my family forever. Why would you not assume you're gonna die? How did they keep warm?
I mean,
What's the heating system like in this lighthouse? What's it fueled with? All of Scotland had to have a lot of heating problems. You can only have so many trees. So what were these people using in all of their furnaces and shit? But especially a lighthouse. Like, you're talking about, is there a place that would be colder than a lighthouse? Where every day the bottom 12 feet of it are under ocean fucking water? For 20 hours of the day?
I just don't understand how that can happen.
I know. You're a girl. Duh. The men understand it, right? You guys all understand it, right? It totally makes sense to you. Yeah, to men, to us, we're like, yeah, the lighthouse was on the rock. I understand that, right? It was there, right? And then the water was there, and it was just a lighthouse. It was like, I mean, seriously, this is why I don't even want you here. You just distract with all this dumb. Go fucking make something to eat or something. Clean. Always asking stupid ass logistical questions. Like logistics matter. Have you ever heard anybody ever say logistics are like super important and logistics usually destroy all the narratives? Who talks about logistics? Oh, jeez. Yeah, coal. They just had this endless supply of coal from somewhere. From somewhere. And No Feet guy was going all the way down to the base of the fucking lighthouse where I would assume the goddamn boiler room would have to be. I mean, again, I can't even begin to picture how that works. But he's shoveling coal into the furnace, and then he's going back up, hobbling his no-foot ass back up the stairs. Gotta be in the lighthouse, spinning the thing around.
Oh my God, you're such a jerk.
Because, you know, the things didn't spin by themselves until 19 fucking something or other. So he just had to stand up there with his no feet, like walking around spinning the thing. Man, this was a bad fucking idea. The guys would see the light, and the light would be all wobbly, because he'd be like...
Oh my God. You're terrible.
Who fucking believes this shit? I would feel really bad if I was actually making fun of somebody. Right?
I mean, but you kind of are.
No, I'm not. I'm not making fun of any real fucking person, because this is stupid. This is fucking stupid. Like, it's almost like they're, like, testing you to see how stupid you are. Like, as unbelievable as this narrative is, oh, by the way, the guy with no feet was the guy that fucking ran the White House. Come the fuck on. That's so stupid.
He stayed upstairs and he had help.
He got his feet chopped. No, he was the head assistant lighthouse guy. He didn't even get the full lighthouse guy thing.
He didn't need it.
I mean,
He
what
was not selfish.
what are the qualifications to be the head lighthouse guy? Lighthouse guy.
Just cared about the lighthouse legitimately.
No, seriously. So wait, can you walk in a circle and make sure this light is on? Ugh. I don't know. You're gonna have to walk up and down a lot of stairs all the time. And what was the kitchen? Where were the foodstuffs at? Oh, they were just catching fish all day, leaning out the window with their fishing pole, just catch. Oh, that's a whopper there. Whoa. Hey, what are we having for dinner tonight? Fucking fish, dude. The fuck you think we're having for dinner? Fish cooked on the magic stove that we have. Yeah, it's built into the boiler. It's got a little rack. It gets hot. You know, I got some potatoes and shit because it's Scotland. You know, we got potatoes. Potatoes and turnips. Lots of potatoes and turnips. But again, to say that the base of it is a storage place, I don't care how airtight and whatnot they make it, it's going to be extremely damp in that area. Damp and cold. So any foodstuffs you have, any wooden storage, anything is going to be destroyed in very short periods of time. So who the fuck was making sure, oh yeah, we got to make sure we bring these guys some fucking gefilte fish every day so they can eat well in the lighthouse. Think about how crazy this is. It's just such a weird narrative. Work stopped on. I wanna sex you up. Tick tock, you don't stop to the. Color Me Bad was awesome. Work stopped on August 22nd, 1809, by which time a large part of the tower had been completed. What do you mean? Didn't we just say? Letters. They had wait. When did they have the 80 hours? Okay, in early 1808, hours consumed. In the whole second season, 80 hours of took place on the rock. So by 1809, we're in the third season, and now they're just knocking out, the granite dovetail structures that are holding this whole thing together. I don't. I feel just fine. Okay, let's see. Work stopped on August 22nd, 1809, by which time lines had been completed. In January 1810, oh, right, because they had to stop for the winter.
Right.
So, have you ever seen, like, paintings and whatnot, or even pictures? They have pictures. If you need, Google lighthouse frozen, and you'll see that in the wintertime, lighthouses will have these huge ice, just conglomerates around them, because the waves just keep crashing and building and building, and the whole thing will be covered in ice. Well, I would assume this thing not being completed, inside and out would have been covered in ice. In January 1810, Stevenson's twins died of whooping cough, and a fortnight later, his youngest daughter, Jeanette, also died of this disease.
Why wasn't God repaying him for building such a beautiful lighthouse? Almost seems like God was punishing him.
Renee wrote Stevenson a consoling letter. Why is this in the narrative? Why is this in the narrative for the history of this lighthouse? Who gives a fuck about any of this shit? And like the idea that the other guy wrote him a letter, a consoling letter. Why would that even that's in the narrative? It's not like here's the letter if you want to see it. It's just that, oh yeah, by the way, the other guy wrote him a letter consoling.
Melrose Place.
Seriously, it's just fucking dumb. It's dumb how this works. During this final period of the construction, the lighthouse became something of a tourist attraction. Yeah, 11 miles out from the coast in the 1800s, tourists were flocking to go see the thing.
Mm-hmm. Girl, you would not believe.
Oh, they built this. I mean, I guess you would because if that was it, you would say, yeah, they built a lighthouse out in the middle of the fucking water somehow. Mm-hmm. I'm sure people were like, nah, no fucking way. Many people were anxious to see the completion of the tallest offshore lighthouse in the world. Because of that worldwide communications grid we had, that had told people about things happening in different parts of the world all the time. People were like, oh shit, let me get my ass on a ship. Like, think about it. Think about the average person, a tourist trap. So literally, you would have to imagine only the richest of the absolute rich would be able to do it. Because how does a regular person back then, who is doing everything they can just to survive, just to eat, just to have something to eat every single day, how are these people like taking vacations? Oh, I'm just going to leave my homestead out in the middle of nowhere, all alone. Nobody will rob it. Nobody will steal anything. Oh, what's crazy is as I was watching Cops today, while talking to Charles, and there was a police, just another random police chase video, and I showed him, and I was like, do you guys have anything like this? He said, no, never. There's never police chases in Germany. Isn't that crazy? I wonder if...
Why?
Makes you wonder. I mean, I know that they don't have circumcision requirement in Germany like they do here. And I know people will say I'm crazy for making that connection. But when you mutilate children within their first few seconds of life, oh shit.
What'd you do?
I lost my page. Like, that's gonna cause a lot of problems, me thinkest. But to think like it's become this huge tourist trap and blah blah, that's just fucking silly. That's silly. How do people leave their everyday lives to go to see this? Like, think about just the logistics of going from anywhere you lived to this little place in Scotland. This one little tiny little place in Scotland. Think about how just like ridiculous that is. You, first of all, that you even know about it, but secondly, that you like that what you can leave your job, or like, how is this? The logistics again, they just blow my mind. Thinking about people traveling all over the world back in those times just doesn't make any sense to me. You can say that they were on these, at the time, big ships, but by today's standards, these are fucking nothing little ships. Like, the Titanic is small by today's standards. But just thinking that these people were, these world travelers, it just never, something about it just doesn't make sense to me. So, many people anxious to see the completion of Tyler. In this final season, while the men were staying in the Beacon House, a 7-hour storm struck. Worker Charles Henderson was lost, and his body was never found. Hey, it's only been it's been like 2 or 3 paragraphs since we heard about somebody dying or being mutilated.
I mean, there you go.
Melrose Place. Melrose Place. Work was finally completed after having consumed about 2,500 granite stones, all drawn by one horse. Oh, come the fuck on. No, like, it's like it's an insult. It's like they spit in your face and be like, so what do you think? Yeah, no, it was all the 2,500 granite blocks that were used in this were transported from the fucking quarry to the shipyard, where they were then loaded onto a ship and brought to the other place, all by one fucking horse. Bassy. Do you guys like how?
You're such a fool. Bastard.
That's what it says.
No. You didn't just make that up.
And there you go. It's so dumb that my wife just assumed I was cracking jokes. I was making it up.
Totally thought it was a joke.
Because that's how dumb it is. The idea of one horse being able to do all of that work. I mean, how many granite stones could a horse move? How big are each one of these blocks? They have to be, like, they're not uniform in size, because remember, not only does it's taper, it slopes and all that shit, plus it dovetails, has to fit together. How many of those stones were being created and then put onto the thing? Where is the... what's the difference? What's the distance from the quarry to the... I guess the port at which they were then shipping them to the... it hurts my think. It's fucking stupid, guys. This is the history that you're supposed to know. Ultimately, the project came in 50% above the original estimate of £42,000. That's £2,490,000 in 2009 money. So that'd be more like fucking $5-10 million by today's money. Since the construction of the why hasn't this been updated since 2009? Since the construction of the lighthouse, the only recorded shipwrecks have been wartime blackouts in 1915 and the Banff registered cargo vessel Rose Craig that ran aground in a fog on the evening of September 21st, 1908 and sank. Her 7 crew members were saved. There we go. That's the history.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah. The tower was automated in 1988. Superintendence and management of the lighthouse remains the responsibility of the Northern Lighthouse Board as part of their responsibility for Scotland and the Isle of Man. For example, in 2025, they sought planning permission to repair the access path from the helipad across the rock from the lighthouse. Incidents. There's the HMS Abigail. Look at that bad boy. That's made of steel and concrete and shit, right? That's not made of wood. Right?
Made of ridiculous.
Okay, so... That was perfect. Yeah, that fucking comment though, where you get your information from, stupid head book. That's amazing, dude. That is amazing.
That was the best one.
That's up there with the best things I've ever heard somebody say to me. That shit was so perfect, especially with how serious he was being. It'd be one thing if somebody was just being stupid. That guy was serious. Yeah, it's gold. I'll be saying it forever. Forever. I screenshot the fucking comment just so I would not forget it. So I'm going to look up this HMS Argyle 1904. Was one of 6 Devonshire-class armored cruisers built for the Royal Navy in the first decade of the 20th century. She was assigned the 1st Cruiser Squadron of the Channel Fleet upon completion and was transferred to the 5th Cruiser Squadron of the Atlantic Fleet in 1909. 2 years later, she was detached to escort the royal yacht during King George's trip to British India. Argyle was assigned to the 3rd Cruiser Squadron of the Reserve 2nd Fleet in 1913. So this is the ship at anchor in 1909. Look at this fucking ship.
This is the application. There's nothing to it. We have health questions.
Why is there a plane flying up above it? Wait, 1909?
The kids will appreciate that.
Did those planes exist in 1909? When did we start flying? Can I see your phone for a second? Just want to look up. December 17th, 1903 was the first flight. So are we saying that within 6 years they had planes that look like that? Doesn't that seem a little off? Doesn't that plane seem a lot more modern than... I mean, maybe I'm wrong here. 1920s, Karen says. No, 1903. It said 1903 was the first flight, but that flight was like a glider. It wasn't even really a plane. Right? There were failed attempts at aircraft in 1909. The photo was likely taken later. No, this is the HMS Argyle at anchor in 1909. Because remember, it gets sunk later on. It gets sunk on the fucking reef, on the rock. It was the last big ship to sink. Fate, wrecked on Bell Rock, October 28th, 1915. Why would this photo be misidentified like that? But either way, it was already sank by 1915. So any sort of real, like, propeller plane like that, I mean, that's not in 1909, is it? I mean, I could be wrong. I'm sure Amelia Earhart flew the Channel in the 20s, 28, I think, but not sure. Right, but this is a relatively modern looking plane. I mean, it looks old, but I mean, considering like the first flight was a couple of years earlier, for them to have a propeller plane with skis on it already, where'd they get their information from? Stupid Head book? Look, it even has like the one on the tail, the little buoy on the tail to keep it. Like that's... Did we just stumble into something here? And look at this motherfucking ship. Look at this shit. The big ass gun. Look at that gun. What goddamn ship is this? What are we making in 1909 that is capable of all of this? Look at this shit. This is a fucking floating fortress. No, those aren't bombs. Those are the things so it can land in the water. Look at that giant fucking 1,000,000 millimeter gun on the front of that thing. And these, yeah, these look like sails, but that sure does look like radar towers and shit, doesn't it? Or did they build it to have radar towers before radar?
I don't understand why you gotta be so sad.
I'm sorry, this don't make no sense. Look at this motherfucking ship, man. Look at the double barrel badass guns on the side. This is 1900 something technology. Don't you think that's fucking strange? And I guess this is a model of it. Look at that shit. That's wood, right? Is that supposed to be made of wood? Let's see. Laid down September 1st, 1902. Launched March 3rd, 1904. Only took 2 years to build it. Which actually, by 1900 standards, is a long time, because they were building skyscrapers in much less time than 2 years.
Yeah.
Completed in 1905, December of 1905. So that's suggesting almost 3 years. Like, that's just unacceptable as far as I'm concerned. It was a Devonshire-class armored cruiser. It was 10,850 long tons. That's its displacement. That's how much it's, like long tons. Long tons are like 2,600 or something like that. Can't quite remember, but you're talking about a 200,000 pounds of, maybe more, significantly more. That's interesting. Its length was 473 feet 6 inches, exactly. Needed that 6 inches in there, because penises.
I was gonna say 6 inches.
Its beam was 68 feet 6 inches. That seems pretty. And the beam is the width, right?
Right.
From
The
from
girth,
side to side, the girth.
if you will.
Its draw. Its draft. Its draft is 24 feet. So wait.
So should be done by now. Wonder why she's that fat. To be honest, it's not the test that's on my mind.
I don't know what that means. I'm not sure what beam and draft refer to. Draft is 24 feet, so
Wanted to let her focus on making lieutenant, so I've been holding off, but
is that height?
I want to talk.
Installed power 21,000 IHP, which is 16,000 kilowatts. 16 Babcock and Wilcox boilers, 6 cylindrical boilers. That seems like, those would use an incredible amount of material. Like to supply all of those boilers with coal. It's almost like why they had to start, saying the nuclear bullshit. Because the idea of these gigantic ships being propelled by coal is sort of a joke. Especially the idea of like restocking it, where you use your coal supply up or come close and you got to restock somewhere. Like, just, it's all just bullshit. All the HMS vessels are like that. I've been on the HMS Belfast, could only tell you about that. Remember Scotland, Glasgow, in fact, it was the world's greatest shipbuilders place to build. I don't take any of this shit seriously anymore. Beam is the width, draft is the height. That's sort of what I figured, but wasn't sure. It's a big fucking ship. Propulsion, 2 times shafts, 2 times 4-cylinder triple expansion steam engines. Speed, 22 knots or 25 miles per hour. That big ass ship could go 25 miles per hour. Complement is 610. I don't know what that fucking means. Armament. 4 times single BL 7.5-inch MK1 guns. 6 times BL 6-inch MK7 VII, so 7 guns. 2 times 12-pounder 8 CWT guns. 18 times single QF 3-pounder Hotchkiss guns. 2 times single 18-inch torpedo tubes. Oh yeah, those really, really great torpedoes they had in the 1900s. The early 1900s. Like, believe me, I've gone into this with the submarine thing, and it's just ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. Torpedoes may be like missiles that go across the top of the water. They turn into little boats. But to go through the water and hit something accurately, like, it's just not something that can be done. You guys overestimate capability. You ever take your mom's dildo and take it in the pool and just move it along and see if it just moves like it's no big deal, like there's no resistance, there's no waver to it, it just slices through. It doesn't. Armor, belt, 2 6-inch 51 to 152 millimeter. Decks, 0.75 to 2-inch 19 to 51 millimeter. Barbettes, 6-inch, 152 millimeter. Turrets, 5-inch, 130 millimeter. Conning tower, 12-inch, 305 millimeter. The conning tower, that's the part that sticks up in the submarine as well. That's the radar part. Like, that's strange. And the bulkheads and the conning tower had the heaviest armor. 12-inch thick armor. It had 1 foot armor. What process were they using? What foundries existed? You know, what materials were available to create 1 foot thick armor to build ships out of? What casting methods, what fabrication methods did they have to create such like insane shit? I grew up in the street where man still there, but just Babcock now. They must have fallen out. Let's see. Mary my Upon mobilization in mid-1914, her squadron was assigned to the Grand Fleet. Argyle did not see combat before she ran aground and was wrecked in October 1915. Her crew was rescued without loss, and the wreck was later salvaged before it was demolished. Nevertheless, she remains diveable. Nonetheless, she remains diveable. The fuck does that mean? And this thing never saw combat? Argyle was designed to displace 10,805 long tons. The ship had an overall length of 473 feet, 6 inches, a beam of 68 feet, 6 inches, and a draft of 24 feet. She was powered by two cylindrical two-cylinder triple expansion steam engines, each driving one shaft, with production of a total of 21,000 indicated horsepower, 16,000 kilowatts, and gave a maximum speed of 22 knots or 25 miles per hour, or 41 kilometers for those over there. The engines were powered by 16 Babcock and Wilcox. That's all. And 6 cylindrical boilers. Cylindrical. Yes, I want to make sure I'm reading right. Argyle was the only ship of the class not to exceed 23 knots, 26 miles per hour during her sea trials. She carried a maximum of 1,033 long tons of coal, and her complement consisted of 610 officers and ratings. Ratings? I don't know what ratings are. Are those what you call regular ship or regular people? I mean, just think about that. This thing had what? Like 20,000 pounds of coal in it. And actually it's long tons, so it's like 20. I don't know what long tons actually works out to. 26,000 pounds, I think. Let's see. Long tons. Oh, they're about 22,400 or 22,040 pounds. So you do the math. But just think that's just how much coal it had on it. So think about getting that much coal to the ship, then getting it on the ship, and getting it equally dispersed between all 6 of the boilers or whatever. Like, just think about the logistics of doing this. And it's 1909, 1905, right? Think about how ridiculous this is. And then you have 610 officers and ratings, regular, the lower level people, the officers. Think about that. So 150 pounds each we'll give them. Maybe more, maybe less, but on average, 150 pounds. Another 3,000, yeah, buddy. Another 3,000 pounds of this or that. Like, think about how crazy that is. Her main armament consisted of 4 breech-loading BL 7.5 1-inch Mk1 guns mounted in 4 single gun turrets, each one fore and aft of the superstructure and one on each side. The guns fired their 200-pound shells to a range of about 13,800 yards or 12,600 meters. That's pretty far. Her secondary armament of 6 BL, that's breech loading 6-inch Mk7 guns, was arranged in casemates amidships. 4 of these were mounted on the main deck and were only usable in calm water. They had a maximum range of approximately 12,200 yards, 11,200 meters, with their 100-pound shells. I mean, are they called 100 pounds because they weigh 100 pounds? 200-pound shells, can you imagine how that loading process went? Moving them around and shit? I don't know if that actually like correlates to actual pounds, but that's interesting. 45 kilograms for those that don't know. 91 kilograms is the 200-pound one. So Argyle also carried 18 quick-firing 3-pounder Hotchkiss guns and 2 submerged 18-inch torpedo tubes. Her 2 12-pounder 8 CWT guns could be dismounted for service ashore. At some point in the war, her main deck 6-inch guns. At some point in the war, the main deck 6-inch guns of the Devonshire-class ships were moved to the upper deck and given gun shields. Their casemates were plated over to improve seakeeping, and the 4 3-pounder guns displaced by the transfer were landed. The ship's waterline armor belt had a maximum thickness of 6 inches and was closed off by 5-inch transverse bulkheads. The armor of the gun turrets was also 5 inches thick, whilst their barbettes was 6 inches thick. The protective deck armor ranged in thickness from 0.75 to 2 inches, and the conning tower was protected by 12 inches of armor. That is fucking ridiculous. Here is the same ship in New York in 1909 again. Wow. Look at the buildings in the background. This is 1909. Look at this shit. That's the ship in 1909. Just floating along, singing a song, walking in a hand wonderland. Oh, Ricky Hatton. Look at that big ass building. Oh, Ricky Hatton. Why does it have the big old fucking sails on it, but you never actually see the sails up? It has 2 of those sail, fucking whatever they're called, sail masts. And yet they're not used. Argyle named to commemorate the Scottish country, was laid down at Scott's Shipbuilding and Engineering at their Greenock shipyard on March 25th, 1902, and was launched on March 3rd, 1904. So, like, exactly 2 years? I don't know what the difference between laid down and launched means. Let's see. Laid down is the formal recognition of the start of a ship's construction. Okay. And then launched Ceremonial ship launches involves the performing of ceremonies associated with the process of transferring a vessel to the water. Okay, so here you go. 1908, they're just launching this big old ship because that's what we used to do back then all the fucking time, no problem. So I guess completed means like once it had all of its guns on it completely or something, because it literally is like we built it in 2 years, but it was completed in 3, and was assigned to the 1st Cruiser Squadron of the Channel Fleet in January 1906. On the 25th of April 1907, Argyle, along with the cruisers Hampshire, Roxborough, and Good Hope, arrived at the Hampton Roads from Bermuda for the opening of the Jamestown Tricentennial Exposition. Tercentennial? I don't know what a tercentennial is. This shit is going from Bermuda to Scotland to Hawaii. Like, it's amazing how much this shit is ready. She was transferred to the 5th Cruiser Squadron in the Atlantic Fleet in 1909. 2 years later, she was detached from the squadron to escort Royal Yacht Medina during the King's trip to Delhi. Morning, Bubba.
I called it.
What?
I said there's no school for me.
No, you were like, I need to go to school. I can't wait. All right, so you have a report to do. So you got to get that done so we can send it in. Because I don't... That's what she was sort of implying by letting you know that it has to be turned in. So if you finish it, then we'll figure out a way to get it sent. Dude, we'll figure out a way, but you need to get the work done. If at the very least we can prove that you had it done, we just didn't know how to send it, then you at least will get the credit for it. Oh, Ricky Hatton. Oh, wait. Yeah, Nick, check this out. Oh, let him do it. Let him do it.
It's a pain in the ass.
It's okay. He's a kid. That's what he swore. Here, dude.
What's this?
Check it out.
I started it. Go.
Hmm?
Go to puppy. Yeah, Mom kind of went in my room when Broly came in too. He jumped on my bed with me.
Make sure all that shit gets in the garbage, please.
And he like cuddled my arm. It was cute, but also like, Jesus Christ, you big.
Yep. He's gymongous. Oh, Ricky Hatton. Oh, Ricky Hatton. Walking along, singing a song, walking in a Hatton Wonderland.
I've actually never seen Diamonds.
I know. Oh, Dragon Ball Z.
I can't get any of this. I don't know which ones they don't need. Yo, I don't get too.
Let's see, what is that? Huh? You want it?
Are you gonna sell it?
Let me see it.
It's like this big old keychain.
Oh, yeah, I'll freaking... Hell yeah, I'll sell that. Unless you want it.
What are you gonna do with that?
Alright, I don't know. But there you go.
Alex.
Here. We'll watch that today. Alright. Okay, so I can't find like actual what's it called? The actual information, like, and what it's about and how they got it, but it just goes to show you how interesting this whole narrative is. And you know, didn't mean to go into that part of the thing, but talk about is you come across these same things, and you keep seeing these narratives that I shouldn't be able to pull apart. I shouldn't be able to fucking make this shit sound stupid, but I do. And I only do it by reading what they want us to read. It's not even like I'm trying to look in some secret place or whatever. Shit, I'm reading you Wikipedia. But I'm done. So my 2 viewers, my 10 likes, and my 2,500 plus subscribers, all of this makes sense to you, right? That's how YouTube works. You get yourself 2,500 subscribers, you can expect to get 2 views when you go live. Why wouldn't that make sense? Anyway, I'm going to put a bunch of links in the description for everyone to share and have a great time with. Learn a lot, get your free download. Bilderberg, BILDERBERG-group.com. It's free. Just share it with someone. Just fucking share it with someone. 11 likes on my end and 4 viewing. Nope, not for me. Which is, again, weird. Why is it showing you different information than me? Go get your free downloads, people. Go share the music. That's how we get the ball rolling. The music is the key, the thing that unifies us. If you don't speak the language, you can look the words up, and you can, you'll get a better understanding, and you can chant, you can, get behind something if you know what it's saying. Even if you don't speak the language, you know what it's saying. And there's not too many other things that provide us with that exact sort of feeling, that exact unifier. So the music is the unifier. Go get your free fucking download. It's the best. What am I even doing? I should have been playing it this whole fucking time. I just got distracted. Damn, and I've been reading too. I should have been playing it as I was reading. What was I thinking? I am gonna play one song for On the Way Out because I'm just loving it so much. I wake up with this song in my head.
If you can prove God isn't working through me, then I'll believe it's real. From my woolly hair and big bronzy feet to my hatred of Israel. If you can pass over my meal, denying my confirmation, I swear to God I will repeal my devilish condemnation. Just look at my beautiful face and tell me I'm not heaven sent. And me not believing in spaceman fits in with the firmament tent. You deny since you are hell-bent on insisting the earth is a globe. And like giving up breathing for Lent, well, I hope this makes your head explode. Prove God's not a TBG fan. Prove it doesn't want you sharing this song. Prove that Guy Williams isn't the man that your guys using to prove you wrong. Prove the fit hitting the shed doesn't prove that your God is pissed. If you can prove I'm not God's plan, then I'll say that's proof it exists.
Who do you want to give a blowjob to? That's weird.
What proof do you have God doesn't hate all religion? Telling you
There you
you're
go.
born bad and that you need to be forgiven.
Not all of us get paid to troll.
Those who think
There, buddy.
circumcision keeps God from destroying the earth.
If you want to know more about that, the link will be in the description. It's act.il and it's Team Jorge. Act.il is just an example of how they make trolling into a real life benefit for them. They get, by completing missions, they unlock badges. I don't know what you think badges are, and they get their scores displayed on leaderboards. They get points, unlock badges. The points accumulate and unlock badges. Badges is them for points, for prizes, and they're encouraged to try to infiltrate feeds. And when it's not real people, it's shit like Team Jorge. And you can tell the giveaways, like this dumbass, right? Like he says, pacing all day in the kitchen. That's something a bot would say, because it's been programmed to talk about the pacing. Joined 7 years ago, has 2 subscribers, when I'm clearly not in the kitchen.
Face of a man.
Like if you watch my feeds and shit, you know I'm not in the kitchen. This isn't the kitchen. There's no kitchen here. But this is again the bot, the AI can't quite distinguish that type of shit yet. So it says something stupid. Because it gets its information from Stupid Head Book.
Prove God's not a TBG fan.
Go get your free download.
Sharing the song.
Go watch Hollywoodism,
Isn't the man that your
most important
God
film ever made.
you wrong.
Go read the Israel Hayom Bottom of Darkness article that explains all of it.
If you can
Right?
prove I'm not
All
your
of it.
God's plan, then
It
I'll say
explains
that's
how
true.
you can have a group of people that not only commits genocide but benefits and lives off of that benefit and feels nothing bad about it. If I don't steal your house, somebody else will. It explains how you can have people like that because they've all been abused since they were children and forced to commit abuse so they don't tell anybody.
Daughter of Joseph and Margaret Magdalena, again, born on Christmas.
It's all there. There's no conspiracy theory about it. It's all right there in front of you. Go look it up. Go look up Matitza Pape. It's the most important, mitzvah in their, which is like commandment, in their belief structure. It's as important as anything else, and nothing else is more important than it. And it's molestation, flat out. It's disgusting molestation, and it happens way more than it's reported. Because again, they're so stupid. They say things like, "Oh, I'm a moil, and I've done it thousands of times." The one guy said he had done it 35,000 times over his career.
Gross.
That's 3 per day every single day for a 30-year career, if that's in fact what it was.
Stop being taught.
Every day. No breaks in between. 3.
Let's not mince words.
That's in 30 years.
Refers to all of those
You want to say over a 50-year career, well, then that's one, a little over 1 per day, but that's still impossible.
but when you overstand, you see more than one.
And you don't, one guy isn't doing all of them. There are lots of moils around. Moils. There are lots of them. That's their only job. If that's their only job, then it's happening way more than 3,000 times per year.
Calls a heathen, the rest of us will say, "Here, go get some brain food." Then take a long nap. Was used to bait their best track.
It's all right there in front of you. It's a disgusting cult.
Fuck all of your miserable craziness will stop you. Fuck you from the top view and fuck you from behind. Fuck all of that chosen bullshit. They fuck you every time.
It's right in front of your face. It's what they do to their own children. Imagine what they do to the rest of them. The rest of us. If you can do that to your own children out of love for transcendence and redemption, what can you do to everyone else? Everyone you feel less than. Look at what we do to cows. We wear them. We eat them. We crush their bones down for our products. We breed them to destroy them, to consume them from rooter to tutor. Why? Because they're lesser life forms than us. When they're children, when they're kids, when they're babies, we go, "Oh my God, that ain't so cute. Oh my God." Pigs, chickens, same thing, all of it. We think they're just so adorable. And then we eat them. We wear them. We consume them in every way possible because they're lower life forms than us. It just so happens to be that Goyim means cattle, basically. It actually means nation. Anything that isn't them is Goyim. But in the most modern sense of the word, it's just, it means cattle. It means shit. We're shit.
Fuck you from the top view and fuck you from behind. Fuck all of that.
There's something wrong there.
Fuck you every time.
We're not talking about something beautiful, something special.
National Socialist and Zionist parties focus their focus, and out came the Nazis, hoping the hardy boys would obey. The cattle's dismay.
But again, what do I know? I'm just some crazy conspiracy theorist with 4 viewers, 11 likes, and 2,500 fucking subscribers. Think about that. Go check out all the links in the description. Go learn. I provide you so many opportunities to learn in the description. The top link and then the very bottom links are my stuff. And my stuff is free. Everything else is for you to learn. For you to be smarter than I am. So you're not stuck getting your information from Stupid Head Book. Pedophiles, kill yourself.